generation to follow blindly some kind of faith, some kind of belief. Some believe in Christ, some believe in Guru Nanak, some believe in Rama, some in Krishna, some in Hanumana, but they do not know what it is, what they have done, what they have given to us. And if they are told something else than that, they are not ready to accept it. Why they are not ready to accept it? Let it be we have the father, and we are also the uncle, and uncle will not act as lovingly, as wonderfully as the father. Then there is a reason that why do you accept your uncle, why do you accept your father? Because there is a big change in the behavior of both of them. Benefit is different. But if you have not checked anybody, and you are not believing in it, that is false belief, that is blind faith. And blind faith is going on in this world, and therefore they cannot find anything but is real, because man has to understand and then to follow. He has given this power to understand, see what it is, and then check up. After checking up, then we are to find something which is really useful and then accept it. Finally, we are not to accept anything. And that man is not going wrong. He is just following. If one sheep is following one direction, all the sheep will also follow the same, and all will fall into the same well. They do not know, but the first one has gone down, and others are going down. I will also go down in the same. There is a habit of following blindly. All religions, all the followers of religions are going on in this way. Only go on following blindly. It is good also to some extent that if someone is born in some initiate family who is having true life, one can follow that also. But this is not a criterion. Criterion is that every human being has been given a sense of discrimination and thought to think what is good, what is bad, what is useful, what is not useful, and then check up both, and then decide. And then whatever you will decide, that will be mostly correct. However, it may not be really working, because in this setup of spirituality, one's intellect and mind is not really able to decide something good or bad. But still, one can pray to God power, master power, and there is help. As my master was also, when he was not yet gone to the master Baba something, he was praying to God that there are so many false masters, so-called, and that the people are following them, and they are spoiling their lives. I may not also spoil with the same way. Please help me, guide me. I cannot check up this, but with your guidance, with your help, only I will be able to succeed to find the true one. And he found the true one. Otherwise, also it is there that when we are really working for God and we are not found the real one, real path, God is also very much merciful to us, generous to us, that He will take us to the real one. Because He finds the heart really truly searching for Him, and that He will have to feeling to direct that person to the truth. So many things are working, but I am to say to you that you are to work in some very, very right way of life. That way which is their way of life, and that we fit in every religion. If you go to any religion and they say that you belong to the religion, you say, I belong to your religion. I have completed all those requirements which are in your religion. You are not having that religion because you have not followed the guidelines or the basic principles of that religion. You are not following this religion. I am following it. And you can prove it, and they will be helpless to explain themselves. You can't say anywhere you go that I am having religion and I follow it and you are not. And that's true also, that we are having those basic guidelines which are in every religion, but they are not having it. They are not only going along with the rituals and customs only. What they see with their outer eyes or understand with the intellect and mind, they are going along. But intrinsic life which is there of the religion, that is not available to them. In Sikh religion also, the people have read so many life stories of the masters and also big saintly people, but they only know what kind of outer life they had led. But they didn't know what was they doing in the night or in seclusion, the meditations, because they were totally away from their sight. They could not know it. Other things which are visible through the outer organs, sense organs, that is they can pick up easily. And what is intrinsic, they had neglected. This is the difficulty in all the religions. And what is most important, that is not the inner one, intrinsic one, not the outer one. And therefore all the followers of every religion go astray. And this is the case with everybody of us even. So we have to understand this reality and to go along with it, and then be an example for others. This is my sincere just a request to all of you, and that you may try it. Okay? Okay, my dear. We are meditating, we cannot concentrate on meditation. Still, meditation is what the body pursues. This should be the opposite. That we might be walking or talking with somebody, but our tendency should be always going on towards the God, towards the inner setup. Sometimes my master used to give the example that there was a man who was having a camel, she camel, and that she had a child in the house, and he was taking her away. And as long as he was awakened, he was able to control the camel to go on his path. But after some time he had a habit of sleeping. And then he was sleeping and the camel was back, and when he was opening the eyes, awakened, we are finding himself in the home. This went on like that. This is the condition of mind, that we want to put it on this path. But when we are little lazy or inactive and not very much controlling the mind, then again we find that we are struggling somewhere in the world. We are not on our way. And the whole of the life just goes on like that. There are very people, there are some people, no doubt, who have tendency of going upward and they don't feel like staying anywhere in this world, physically and also in their inner setup. They feel like going on and join the meditation. There are some now. And that is what is really needed and what is really told in the scriptures, that what is very much important and needed, that we have to find it. And that this hard negative power which is there, which is really obstructing their way, that has also to be no more, to to be changed or to be annihilated. Till it is not done away with, the people will find very hard to go on the path of life. And it is very hard for we people of this age to do something very hard against the wishes of our mind and also traditions of the world. We are totally opposite to the world, and we are going against this stream. It is very hard, very strong stream, and how to resist it. You want something that we should go along with some current. We are not alert against it, it should be helping us. That atmosphere is not available. And that is also my feeling that this change should also be there, that the people may not find so much hard difficulty. So I have tried on the subject in my way, and I succeeded also to some extent. And I hope that it will be accomplished, maybe not soon, not so soon, but still soon. I cannot say it will take a long time. But till it is not accomplished, there is no hope really. That if there is a sun and there is light, you can work in this world. But if there is only darkness, you cannot work. And if you have to make your own light, it is very hard. You will not really work. Till the sun is rising and day, when dawn is there, it is not possible that we may be able to work freely, not work freely. So this atmosphere of the world has to be changed. And then people will also change very quickly, very automatically, and there will be no difficulty. But it will come up with the effort of everybody. Everybody is contributing something who is meditating on the holy sound towards the positive side. Everybody. Even a second one is attended to sound, that is also something valuable or something appreciable on this helping better. And if we are doing something wrong with the worldly people, then we are adding our energy of negative power to the atmosphere of the world. This is also going on. And that still our people are struggling hard and performing on working. And that is why I feel like that there will be change. There can be change. In India there are so many people who are meditating. There are so many places where people are meditating at some places 2 hours or 3 hours daily, out of their houses, in some collection, in some ashram or in some manastika. And they have got regular registers, keep attendance of each one, and keep a little watch for the attendances of everybody, so that it is working like a school. It's not just a haphazard, but really disciplined and controlled. I think in Western countries it is not yet going on. It will not happen. It will happen, no doubt. It will come up. But things are coming up. And so many people are now meditating. It was not like this 10 years back or 5 years back. It has recently started. And this is to my satisfaction, to my hope, that there will be further change also. If this change has occurred up to this extent, it will also go further. And we will be able to change the era. Era is to be changed, but not it will not be changed at all at once, but with some efforts. The men are there, agency for everything. Maybe good, maybe bad. They can be used, they can work for something useful, and they can also work for something horrible also. God cannot do something directly. He has to use human beings. That is very important, we have to understand it. that we are not used by negative power. We are only to be receptacle or instruments in the hands of God power, so that we can use His will and do His will. And that then we are useful in that, and we will be rewarded also very high, very nice. They are very important things. They are not only things that we have to listen and remove. These are to be really grasped and work upon it. Try my dear. And help is there. One master power, God power help is there. When you are on the right direction, there is help from God and master. But when you are going on the negative direction, help is also there from negative power. You will also go on, give power to the defaults and robots and other cameras and add it to the bad habits. And they will go on more and more and more and more and more. And this is the reason that all this world is going on to downgrade. Each moment in your own life you would have experienced that life of the man has gone very much down this. Since 10 years back or 5 years back or 20 years back. Because this power of the negativity is much more strong than the button. At that time when God power begins to work more strong, then it will change the era. Instead of going downgrade, we will begin to go upward. And then we will highest state also at some time. So this each person has to feel responsibility, that I am responsible. The great big machinery, I am also a part of it. And if I do not work, all the machinery will be out of order. My work is also very important. I have to do my job, not to let them go on what I am important. That's not the case. We are very, 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 very important. And our importance we should know and try to use our importance in positive way, so that we are really able to do what is expected of us. Each man is very important, very important. Each minute, each second of a man is very important. It is not something unimportant, never. Never it has been, never it will be also. Man is very, very important, very, very valuable. But he has to make his each moment in this proper direction, so that his life is on useful side, that the world is benefited by us, by each one of us, and we are not creating any problem for ourselves and for others also. It is very important, my dear. Okay, my dear, try. And you will succeed, no doubt. But roads are quite wide and quite a good number. Links are there, but still it is hard over there. Why these people are running after this? This is something very hard. That people have made every moment of their life just only for money or for worldly purposes. That what is the purpose, that what was Diwali in basically, this festival is called Diwali. Diwali literally means where there are lights of the candles, candlelight. As in Western countries also, then the candlelight is taken as additional when you have to take food. Even if there is other light, you light candles also. It's some considered some kind of little holy thing. But still they even don't know what is the real candle, what is real light, which will be able to help us. So this lighting of the candle means that we have to feel God among us, that He is the giver of the food, and He is arranger of the food, and He is our companion, and due to His blessings, we are finding all this life. And everything what is there, we are enjoying, that we are finding due to His blessing. But this idea is not in anybody, maybe it's very lucky ones. But as I see generally, they are going on with some kind of traditions, customary things are going on. What is the basic idea that the people have lost? So this Diwali festival also, it is told as per historical facts that when Rama came into back his kingdom after an exile of 14 years, the people celebrated this night by lighting their streets, that he should not find darkness in the way, he should find all light. Otherwise, this is also spiritually something else, not only history. Spiritually like this is that when we have got lighted our house, then we find God inside, and when we find all the blessings of God, and that we are to light, big light in our house. Generally, we provide light in our outer houses, which we make in the world for us, where we live physically, we provide light over there. But that light cannot help us. We have to provide light inside us, and that light will be really useful for everybody who will have that light, will not walk in darkness, will not grow up in darkness, will have light of life. But now this festival has been taken up by the children or childlike people. Childlike or childish? Childlike. And they have also just make it in their own way. But their feeling of celebrating the Diwali, I think there are so many people who take wine, drink wine also, or some kind of such like other intoxicants, and they eat meat, kill some animals, and in this way they feel like enjoying this festival. Others are there that who buy so many clothes, so many utensils, and that so many things of their daily use. They are taking it that this is really, really blessed when we are buying it on the occasion of this Diwali festival. And that the shopkeepers really are enjoying Diwali. Because they earn a lot of money. In the whole of the year they might not have earned so much, but they earn at this occasion. And this market bargain goes on for about a week, just continuously unending. And that the main thing which is difficulty there, that the people play with some kind of fireworks, crackers, etc. And such like hard, big crackers are there that when they are bursting, the heart of a person is really shaken away. And that all the people who are there in the Diwali, and this starts from, I think, 1 week before the Diwali day, and continues for about 1 week after the Diwali day. Because the children are very much fond of such like things. They go on buying, they get money lavishly, and they spend it in this way. And there are so many fire cases that when in the night of Diwali, next day you see the newspaper, you find so many news that some shops have burnt away and so much loss has occurred, and some people have also been burnt away and died. But still people are going on in this way. And that there's smoke and smoke. It is good that you are not in the city, you are here in the countryside, where the people of the villages are generally very simple-minded. They are not going along with the hard traits of mind. but they are going on with some simple customs. Although they also celebrate in their own way some kind of Diwali, not very big, but on small scale. But in cities, there is plenty of money with the children. They find so much money from their parents. And then they have so much things also available over there. And society is like that. And wherever you go, there will be crackers whole of the night. In the day also. And that they smoke, and that pollutes all the air. And these things are not expected that there should be some damage on such occasions. There should be some usefulness of it. But I don't know what is going on now these days. In the olden days, I remember there was also some kind of idea that those people who have gambling in this day, they have tested their fortune. If they are winner, they will find very good year, and they will go on winning whole of the life, good money. And if they lose the gambling on this occasion, they will go on losing. And some kind of very hard things that have also been put in it, that those people who will not play gambling, they will have to go into